Hey guys, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the status of the cardboard camper. And there has been a heat wave here in Southern California, so it's been hot. So I've left the windows, well, I always leave my windows cracked open on hot days here. So it's still cracked open, but the point is it's been very hot. And I thought for sure there'd be some flexing in the cardboard, but it held up all right. So I wanted to show you guys how the glue and the tape and the different things are holding up. And I have a couple additions I wanted to add to the counter, so I'll show you guys that too. So let's take a look. Alright, first up is the shower. Now this shower tub wall thing that I did, of course, you know, the real shower is that plastic that I could just fold away and get out of the way. It doesn't want to, so I don't cut it up or anything like that. But this was held up with just packaging tape. So the packaging tape has held up. It hasn't had any issues. I know it won't last forever. I mean, come on, that's not reasonable. But you know, you could see the packaging tape has held. So I mean, you could see, I wasn't that liberal with the packaging tape, so I could have put a lot more. So if I did put a lot more packaging tape, you know, I bet you it would have lasted even longer. But the little that I did held up, and you know, I didn't use a lot because this is just for the walls for me to put the shower on. There's no real support issues here. So moving over here, remember those boxes that I was making for my bed? I purposely left them here in the car to bake in the sun to see if there would be any flexing on them or anything like that. But they seem like they've been holding up, you know, they're not bowing in or anything like that. So that's a good thing. I'll be working on this bed really soon in another video, so stay tuned for that. So here's another thing I was really concerned about, is the counter, and I was afraid they'd start bowing and flexing and all that stuff. I left the door closed because I know this is susceptible to flexing. So if you leave it closed, you leave it open, it might want to start bending, but I left it closed. But you know, you could see it's holding up okay. You know, it's keeping its shape. Let's look at it from the sides. Let me close that. You look at it from the sides, it's not, you know, bowing or anything. It's doing okay. And this back side is not, this is just bare cardboard back here. That's not doing anything either. Everything's holding up. Oh, look at here. Look at that. See, the glue gun that I shot here is coming off there. So one thing I learned is that the hot glue gun is nice when you're trying to hold a certain shape, but it's not that strong because it's a soft glue. So if you want to make things really strong, I recommend you go back over it with regular white glue and you know, just bend a piece of paper or something like that to hold it for the corners. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So you have some glue and a piece of paper, but that the white glue will hold a lot better, or wood glue. This is okay because again, this is for support. It's not really to hold any real structure sideways. It's just more up and down. So that's okay. Coming around here, let's see. You can see there's a little bit right here because I didn't put enough. Look, I didn't put any glue. I don't see any glue. I guess I missed that spot, putting glue there. But anywhere that I didn't put enough glue on, you know, it does start to come off. So this is just hot glue. Again, you know, learning a lesson, I would go back and use white glue on top of that, okay? So if you want it to be more permanent or longer term, I do recommend you use white glue or wood glue in addition to the hot glue that holds its position. So let's take a look. This top, it's still holding up like a champ. The wallpaper on it, I put the hot glue to keep it in. It seems like that's holding. There's no issues with that. So that's good. Let's take a look at the back side. Back here you can see again, there's no flexing or bowing or anything like that. Seems all right. You know, if you, do you see that hot glue? It wants to come off. So again, going back to what I was telling you, if you really want it to be more long-term, hot glue probably is not good for the hot sun in your hot car. Use regular white glue or wood glue. But everything else, yeah, holding up all right. Okay, so here on the pantry seems to be holding up nicely. No issues. Close that. My little popsicle stick lock, that's not holding up great, so you know, you probably want to do something a little bit stronger than what I did, and probably white glue again. This is a little cardboard thing, and I used some the glue stick on, and I probably enough glue, and that's why it's coming off. You can see there's just a little thin bit. But you know, this has been holding up. This whole thing has been holding up. Now, if you remember, I kind of did a hybrid. I did some epoxy on this and some packaging tape and you know, just kind of this and that, and some heat glue. Whatever. This was the first thing. It was kind of the guinea pig of the things, but it seems to be holding up okay. You know, I don't have any long-term test or anything like that. It's just, you know, the last week in the hot sun. Well, actually, this has been a couple of weeks in the hot sun, and it's been doing okay. Again, I don't plan to keep this in here forever, but if you want to have some longevity, again, I want to emphasize using regular white glue or wood glue and not just the heat gun glue. Okay, so while I'm here, I wanted to make some improvements, and if you've seen this on my previous build, I used it as a drawer, but it's a Sterilite drawer. I'll leave a link in the description for this for you. It's 3, but I feel like it'll fit right here. So if you take off that, take off this top part, all right, so it'll fit nicely right there. So I could leave it there, or I could Velcro it in, or I could screw it in, or I could glue it in, since glue is my tool of choice these days for this build. I could put it right here, and I think it'll work out great as a little bit of extra small trinkets or stuff like that. Little flashlights. You know, what else can you put in here? USB sticks and cables and stuff. All right, so for the next thing, let's come over here. So for this next area of improvement, I have this lead Chong power strip, and it's a small power strip. It's not a big clunky one. You could see it's got USB ports, USB-A and USB-C, which is important these days because a lot of things are moving to USB-C. But one thing I like about it is this sliding mounting thing, so you don't have to guess. You can just kind of screw it in, and slide it over. But anyways, I'm going to put this guy right here, and this way I could plug in my microwave and all the devices that will go with it. Let me take a look. All right, so the idea is that I'm just going to leave it right here next to the microwave, and I could plug in the microwave and assorted devices right there, and it's nice and out of the way. So let's drill it in. So again, if you just pull that thing out, you could just screw in some screws on top of the thing, and there's no guesswork. You know, I've guessed a few times on these things and been wrong. Alright, screws go into cardboard very easily, and if you've been following my channel, you'll know the battery's underneath, and I know how much room I have, so don't worry, I'm not screwing into the battery. But once that's screwed in, I could just slide that thing over. Alright, so now it's tucked away nice and neat, and I got a plug for my microwave. Alright, and of course I'll leave a link in the description for this for you. Alright, so that's the update to what I've been doing here. Next up will be the bed, so stay tuned.